Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode.
Of Live,
Let
Thrive. What is up, Myka, man?
I'm good, Stevie Stacks. How you doing?
Doing good on this beautiful, what are we recording? This is a Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah,
And we are recording a wonderful podcast today, episode 152 of your favorite Airbnb, VRBO, HomeAway, Turo, Lyft, all that share economy stuff podcast. Mostly we do short-term rentals, but we do a lot of stuff, a lot of real estate. We got a lot of heavy hitters coming through here, but today is a you and me ep, and we're gonna crush it, I think.
Yes, sir. We had two big heavy hitters, so we definitely.
Yeah, Julie George was on episode 150. That was a great one.
Yep.
And Alvin was on last week. Man, we got some
millionaires are coming through LLT. What were you saying?
Millionaires are coming through, and hey, maybe we'll score our first billionaire. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll get Grant on. Undercover billionaire, right?
We'll
man. I'll go ahead.
We'll get Grant on, or maybe like a group of nerds that invested heavily in GameStop. I mean, we'll see.
Man, I missed that train. Like, everybody at my job was talking about that. They're like, "Hey, did y'all get on the GameStop?" I was like, "Man, I missed that one." Yeah, I missed that one. I don't even know how that one came about, but it did. Right?
From what? Yeah, you know the little backstory behind it.
No. What happened?
All right. Well, there's these big, I guess these evil, they call them evil hedge funds that go after like struggling businesses and they short them. So they were shorting GameStop pretty heavily, and the nerds found out about it. Don't f with nerds, man. So they did a big old Reddit thing. Everybody go out and buy as much GameStop stock as you can. Let's jack this price up. And so it's been going up ever since, man. And like thousands of percent. And these guys, these companies that are shorting it are losing their asses, man. They're losing billions of dollars because they were expecting it to go down. It's called like a short squeeze, what they did to it. I don't know. A short squeeze. So they're doing something to inflate the price big time, which is screwing all of the shorters out there, all the evil shorters that want these businesses to fail so they can make a lot of money. And so yeah, a lot of these nerds made a lot of money off of it. So I don't know how it's gonna pan out, because I mean, there's no freaking reason that GameStop stock should be $240 a share. There's no reason. I mean, who just buys everything online nowadays? You don't need to go to the store, right?
That's true, man. And it's crazy. Speaking of stocks, the Airbnb stock, I remember I told everybody I think it's gonna hit below 100 by March, and man, it ain't looking like it. So
no, right place, right time thing, man.
I know. Luckily, I still have a bunch of shares in it, but I was like, dang, well, I guess it might. I don't know. You think it can hit 200?
I think it reminds me of how Facebook got in. Like they became super popular right when the advent of the iPhone came along, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was able to get their app, which was kicking. They were already beating MySpace's ass, but they were able to get their app and get it on these phones while everybody was switching to smartphones. And one of the apps, the big app, the main app to get was Facebook, and it just like exploded because of that. And I kind of think it's the same way with people are this COVID thing kind of helped along Airbnb in a way, because people are like, man, we're gonna go somewhere close by or go somewhere in state, and we're gonna stay all in the same house together, so we won't be out doing crazy. So they're doing like these family vacations.
Yep.
And a lot of people are using Airbnb, and then a lot of people are discovering how to rent out their places on Airbnb, and they made it so simple. Their app, you can dog on Airbnb all you want, but they got the best software out there, man.
Hands down.
Anybody that's never even used a smartphone before could figure out how to list their place in like 10 minutes. It's beautiful.
You bring up two very important things. Go ahead. Go ahead and finish though.
No, that's what I think. They make this user-friendly app that everybody has on their cell phones now, and you could rent a place really easy, and they put it like there. Hey, you want to be a host? Boom, click here, and you can put your space on there, and people are like, oh wow, I could do this, And you look at Facebook, all the Facebook groups, everybody's doing this. I said pretty soon everybody will have some kind of rental on Facebook in the whole freaking world.
That's true. And that's why you gotta you gotta have value. You gotta have value. But you brought up two very important things. You talked about how easy it is and and that's why I think it crushes other people. So, I hopped on Peerspace. I listed all my places on Peerspace. I haven't got any reservations yet, but the only issue with Peerspace I'm running into, back to why Airbnb is king, because now they didn't implement iCal links, unless I'm missing it. I have a call with them in the next few days. They implemented Google Calendar links. I'm like, why wouldn't you just do the iCal like everybody else? Makes it easy, but that's one thing I'm running into. But I'm like, the simplicity of Airbnb is what makes it so powerful to people. It's very simplistic. And then what else did you say? You said something. Oh yeah, you talked about how easy it is to rent out your place. So I got a call earlier today on my business, on my Airbnb phone. I have a Airbnb number. I got a call on it. I always answer it because it's people important stuff. Usually it's people trying to rent, things like that. And there was a guy trying to rent, and he was trying to rent one of my places. And he was like, how long? I'm like, how long are you trying to lease it for? He goes, about a year. I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, and he was like, well, my lease is coming up. So I was like, so when do you want to go ahead and move in? I said, it's not available till March. He goes, my lease is coming up in March. Then we started talking a little bit. I was asking him where he's from. He said he was from North Carolina. Then 5 minutes into the conversation, he just goes, okay, I want to be upfront with you. Can I put your place on Airbnb? I'm like, no. And I'm like, man, I'm a corporate housing company myself. And I'm like, man, do you need help with, I said, I have things to help you get a better pitch, man, because this pitch was horrible. And because he was like, he acted like he was moving out of his place. Then he comes in, now he's like, well, I want to Airbnb your place. It was just like, man, it was a horrible pitch. So I was like, man, I can help you with your pitch. And he was just like, well, no, if you don't want to let me Airbnb it. And he was like, I wanted it because it's fully furnished. And I thought I could B&B it. I'm like, no, I'm going to let you do that. But that is a move right there, going after furnished rentals. But go ahead.
Dude, that is a move. And it's funny you should say that because I placed that rental in Fort Worth that, I'm renting it out to travel nurses and stuff. And I made a listing on Facebook Marketplace. And, I got a few, interested people here and there. But this one girl, this young sister, really young, she's I don't know, barely 20 or something. And she just straight up says, hey, do you sublease? And I was like, why are you asking? She goes, oh, I'm just looking for places that I can put on Airbnb. And I was wondering if I could rent yours and then put it on Airbnb. I mean, like I said, terrible sales pitch. She didn't come in. She didn't break it with nothing. You don't start off with that. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, so, Fort Worth kind of cracked down. Because I said it used to be an Airbnb. Fort Worth cracked down on us and we can't do Airbnb there no more. That's why I turned it into a corporate rental. But I said, if you're interested in learning about this stuff, I have a podcast. I sent her the podcast thing. Oh, yeah, I want to learn. I sent a podcast link. And I told her, this is what you need to do. I said, let me know. I said, I'm looking for some more in Dallas right now. If I find something, And I just started trying to make a connection, because there's a lot of young hustlers out there. And but I've noticed that. I mean, even the old folks at work, hey, I wonder if I can Airbnb my blah, blah, blah. And it's becoming, like I said, Facebook. Everybody does Facebook. Nothing even comes close. Well, now, we get Instagram and all that shit, but Instagram is owned by Facebook. But but anyways, it's becoming it's a thing. It's like Kleenex, the Kleenex is a tissue paper, but it's a Kleenex, right? And then it's just becoming a name. I'm gonna Airbnb a place. I'm gonna go get an Airbnb. They're not saying I'm gonna go get a short-term rental. They're saying Airbnb. It's the name.
Straight up, man. It's the household name. It's crazy. A lot of people are really going after the furnished rentals. And it's time like this when people just have a lot of time, bro. They'll especially young people. Like you said, these young hustlers, they got time on their hands. They ain't going to work. COVID's got shit shut down. So might as well call and get my hustle on, And I was on Clubhouse the other day. You remember when I was trying to get those next gen homes?
Uh-huh.
People this is back to people having time. Somebody actually came on there and asked a question about the next gen homes. And she was like, I want to get a next gen home and Airbnb it. I was like, yeah, you can't really do it. The HOAs shut you down. But, people have the time to invest in themselves. And that's what I would tell anybody right now. You got time, invest in yourself. That's a fact.
Exactly. And then now that you mentioned that, I mean, the way it's becoming this huge, juggernaut of a company. Now they got all this influx of money from the stocks and stuff. I mean, who knows? Some of these communities might be changing their tune and saying, "Hey, we can make extra money doing this. You know, it could help out the cities, this and that. Yeah, you know, do it in a respectful way." They might. Right now, before that, it was just, "Oh, what's this Airbnb thing? This thing's evil. Is, you know, destroying everything."
Mm-hmm.
But post COVID, maybe they're going to position themselves in a good spot to, you know, make some good, strong connections and say, you know, help community. It might become like it might become a selling point for new houses since they're so freaking expensive, you know?
You know what, though? It's funny. That's kind of what the pitch I'm using for in Arkansas. Because, you know, I just we just got approved for an arbitrage down there. And it's not in a bad neighborhood, but it's in a neighborhood that people don't take advantage of. And it's right by the hospital, right? So people don't take advantage. So I pitched it, you know, to her. It was an immediate yes, because I have a perfect pitch template. I might put it on my link tree for people on Instagram. But I sent her my pitch template. I talked to her first. I told her, hey, we're a corporate housing company. We're just looking to add on some more units. We have a bunch of traveling nurses. We have nurses right now that we can't place them because we don't have any places available. So I told her, and then I showed her my pitch deck, which has the Airbnb clause in it, saying, hey, we will put on Airbnb for vacancies. But I got approved or whatever. And it's just in an area that it's in is not just a great area. It's an okay area, but it's areas that people don't take advantage of. And that's a huge thing. If you can go into areas where you can start getting Airbnbs by the block, man, it'll really help. Because I'm also trying to get another Airbnb, 2 Airbnbs across the street from one of my houses down there. One is an arbitrage, one that I'm trying to buy. So
I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. And you know what else was like an indicator that the tide is kind of turning a little bit. Plus that might, I don't know, like kind of like, you know, when they say when you hear your they said back in the day your cab driver giving you stock tips, you know it's time to get out of the stock market. It's kind of like when now you'd say your Uber driver. But one thing that kind of like I was like, oh crap, what's going on here? I think it was someone that was it might have been on the host of Airbnb Automated or one of those, or Airbnb University, whatever the hell, on Facebook groups. And this one guy said, hey, I got 20 units over here in SoCal that 20 arbitrages that I'm gonna sell for $10,000 each. And you should have seen all the people. Oh, I'm interested. So he don't even own these fucking places, right? These are just arbitrages that he furnished and he signed a lease with, and he's gonna flip them and sell them to other people. There's a market for that.
Yes. Remember when we talked about that a while ago? It was a long time. I mean, we have so many episodes. But I remember we talked about that. We were like, will there ever be a market for people to just go buy arbitrages? And I think COVID's opened that market up. You know what I mean? Because people are like, fuck it, I'm jumping ship. You know, there's some people that jump ship. But would you buy an arbitrage business?
See, that's the question. I mean, because, well, you got to look into his financials, because he said, oh, yeah, they've been 95% booked, blah, blah, blah. Does he have them at a super cheap rate where it's not really making profit? You know, is his monthly lease like $2,500 a month? Is he like, you know, there's all these questions, you know, because you're not really buying nothing. You're just you're taking over a lease and you're paying money to take over a lease and some used furniture. So it just depends. It depends if it makes sense on paper. Yeah, it'd be great. You know, it'd be a good deal to buy it.
Yeah. See, and also I look at it like this. In Southern Cal, $10K might be kind of cheap for an arbitrage, you know, to start one up. I mean, to just get it fully turnkey, that might be kind of cheap.
Yeah, but are there laws against it in certain spots where you don't know? You got to check that out too. Maybe that's why he wants to hop out.
See, exactly. Laws. Remember, California was just shut down, so you couldn't go in and out. And then our guy Biden, he just put a bunch of executive orders in, and Southern Cal's a lot of it is sometimes dependent upon outside travel. So you have to look at that as well. So there are factors you need to take into place. You're about to buy an arbitrage business, and location is definitely one of them. You know, right. Southern Cal, I'd be kind of careful, but I mean, it'd be interesting. I'm very interested to see the market on that. I'm also interested to see if there will ever be a market for people trying to sell their business and they own the homes as well, like package deals. Because I know go ahead.
Was it Shelby Prack that was on our show a long time ago? And she talked about she had a home in Southern California that she was Airbnb in, and that was before they started cracking down really bad in LA. But anyways, when she was selling her house, she actually she put that out front. This makes a bunch of money as an Airbnb. Blah blah blah. That was one of her selling points when she was selling it.
Mm-hmm.
She was gonna sell it fully furnished like that, ready to Airbnb day one.
See, that's the thing I was trying to see, and I was trying to sell my condo like that, but it didn't work. I got what I wanted for it, but I was trying to sell it as a corporate rental, but I think corporate rentals you have to kind of understand it. Yeah, you have to understand it. They don't know what that is, So if I was selling as an Airbnb, it could possibly work. I'm interested in seeing that. Like, hey, this is a turnkey Airbnb house, and then I don't think you could upsell it. Meaning, I don't think people would pay more because they're just like, I just want the damn house. You know what I mean? I don't think you could, I don't think there's a market to upsell a house. You know what I mean?
It'll get there though.
You think so?
I think so. As it becomes more and more popular.
But you still got to go to that. It still has to be rent. It's real estate though, and you can't outprice the market, man. Because that's been my only concern.
Yeah.
That's the
right now they're overpaying for everything, anyways, right? I mean, houses, they're paying like 20, 30, 40, 50 over to get any house, anything that comes to the market.
For sure. Yeah.
In Texas, wherever,
So okay, let's say right now, just a quick scenario. People paying $50K right now over market price, right? Mm-hmm. You think somebody could add on, like, let's say another $20K and be like, oh, by the way, it's an Airbnb. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you about to pay $70K over? You know what I'm saying? It'd be interesting. Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting if it did,
Yeah, and this is a young dude at work I was talking to about, because he's been looking for his first home and stuff. He's been, he's hard to find, and he said, yeah, we found this one. We put in a bid at 200, but anyway, someone outbid us by like 20,000, and it was an all cash offer with no inspection clause. And I was like, how do you what the fuck? These people in Cali are coming, they don't even care, man. No inspection, mm-hmm. You don't have a chance, man. You come with your little bank pre-approval. Get out of here with that. I guess.
Dude, that's crazy, man. Like, where was the house?
I think it was like Bedford Euless area. Yeah.
In that area?
Yeah.
because I know the Californians, they're taking over Frisco, man. You go to Frisco, man. I see California tags everywhere. Even if you come down, matter of fact, if you come down 20 and 30 some days, I just see a bunch of Oregon and Washington tags. I'm like, damn. For real, like they coming down just dropping cash, man. Like, and the funny thing is that happened where I'm from, and like everything got overpriced. Like, I'm because I'm from Oregon and Washington. California start coming up there, man. Drove up the prices so crazy, dude. Like, I'm talking, they'll come knock on your door and offer you $200,000 more than what you owe on the place. Crazy, man. It was just crazy. Like, they ain't even doing no legwork. They ain't even seeing if they ain't running comps, nothing. Just dropping cash. It's like, this is stupid, man. But I mean,
then they go and Californicate the place.
Yeah. Hey, but I'll say this: it's good for us. We own property.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I wish we could have bought more. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, you're buying in the right places, though.
Yeah, I'm selling once I get this 1031 done, which is almost done. It'll be done February 10th. Once this is done, I can start looking for another place. I got an arbitrage coming up, and I got a couple of places I'm looking to buy. So I told you 2021, going all in, man, going all in. Putting all my chips on the table.
So which one are you selling?
Remember the condo.
Oh, you got that going. Okay, yeah. Cool. Nice. Yes. I've been looking for arbitrages too, right? Mm-hmm. And I've covered a couple in the pipeline I'm really strong about. One of them not so strong about because the HOA don't allow Airbnb. They allow 30 days or more. And it still might make sense as a corporate rental, but it's just, I hate that no Airbnb clause because you have no flexibility, right? If you don't got a corporate renter in there, then what are you going to do to fill it in the meantime? And this other one I got in Dallas too, this is going to come fully furnished, I think I'll pay like $14.50 a month for it, fully furnished, and nice furniture and stuff like that. And it's, so that day one, I could just throw it on Airbnb day one. I don't have to, I'm just going to buy furniture. I'm going to put shit together. I don't have to pay someone $5,000 to do it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that is like I think that's the best kind of deal you can find right now. If you can find a fully furnished place and then you get either, manage it for them or arbitrage it. Yeah. You don't have to put any money down. You just start paying the lease day one. That's the best play.
You can't beat that, man. Matter of fact, I'm happy you brought that up. One thing I would say right now is really heavy and really important. What you can do is if you know a bunch of strategies, right? If you know a bunch of strategies, if you know how to buy a property, if you know how to arbitrage a property, if you know how to lease, or if you know how to co-host, you can make a killing going up to these owners because you're now offering multiple levels of value. Like, hey, you don't want me to arbitrage it? Okay, that's cool. How about you put it under your account and me as a co-host, I'll manage it for you, take 20%, and I'll be giving you more than what you're asking for at market rent. That way, you can do it that way. You can say, hey, are you interested in selling? Because one of the arbitrages I'm picking up, I think she's almost interested in selling because she's like doing these renovations. She's like, yeah, the contractor says it's going to take next month. So the next time I talk to her, I'm going to pitch like, hey, would you be interested in selling? Because it's right down the street from one of my places. So if I get it, and she's already telling me she has work to do in there, that'll be perfect for me. She's already have the contractor ready to go. So yeah, man.
You know what else is a good play? Looking at arbitrage, if you're looking at like apartment complexes, make sure there's no on-site management.
What do you mean?
Nope, there's not like a little office, or nothing that they that stay at and they talk to people. Yeah, when there's no on-site management, how the hell they're not gonna somebody that owns it from California or something, right? And then I mean,
okay, this is what I'm gonna say about no on-site management. Aren't you targeting lower class areas if you're doing that?
Well, I guess Dallas is a mixed bag because it's low end and high end all mixed up. It's all whatever street you turn down. I don't know. I haven't tried that in like Fort Worth or nothing yet.
Yeah, you might be looking at a different class place. Yeah, if you do that in Dallas and Fort Worth, even we have a mutual friend who has a couple of rundown looking places, but no, like even
but they have on-site management.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Even they have on-site management. You start going to I know a bunch of places without on-site management. I can send them to you, but yeah, they in the it's rough parts of the they ain't where you want to have it. But I mean, that's very market dependent. Because now you could get away with that on the West Coast, like Oregon and Washington. They got some good places without on-site management, like some places that you could hook up, but a lot of those places it's illegal to do it. But yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So
that's a good tip. Very for market. If your market has it, go ahead.
Yeah, fully furnished places with no on-site management. I mean, you shouldn't have very many issues. You shouldn't. I mean, does your condos that you're selling, did that have on-site management?
Well, the damn on-site management is the damn Karens up in there on everything that's going on. That's the on-site management.
Well, they were running a prostitution ring out of there, so that's
a
little extreme.
But I mean, but now that it could be a good play. You remember those those condos over by the stadium, the Cloisters, right? I hate to throw it all out there, but the Cloisters, it's a bunch of Airbnbs in those. But there's no on-site management, and most of the people who own there are young. So they don't give a damn. They just
making that money. But that's by Arlington. That's in Arlington, right?
Yeah.
Well, man,
I don't know. See, I don't know.
But if it's close to stadium, you can do it. You just have to apply for everything and have them come out and inspect your place, and then pay for the yearly fee.
Yeah.
If it's around the stadium, so 1 mile radius.
Yeah.
They have to approve you, but I mean, you should be fine, And if the apartment complex approves it, one thing I was gonna say. Oh, also, mom and pop owners are the ones to go. What I've been having the most success with, like mom and pop that owns a condo or owns a complex, a small complex,
Yep.
But going after these big giant, beautiful apartment complexes over there in Dallas, I haven't had very much luck with them at all because they're automatically they're saying we don't allow short-term rentals. They say that's like the first thing they say. I'm talking about that.
Did you ask them for a corporate lease?
I did it that way, and they say they don't allow subleasing at all. So I mean, these sky rises, these beautiful freaking skyrise places. I'm saying, what if I get one of those?
Most of them have 20. I think my guy TJ always drops this bomb. Matter of fact, almost all apartment complexes, they have 20% dedicated to corporate rentals. So what you could do is instead of say, hey, How many corporate leases do you guys have left to give out of your inventory? And then they'll know you know what you're talking about, something like that. But yeah, your pitch has to be on point with them.
Right,
but
right. Mom and pop seem very responsive to it.
Because even remember the one I'm just telling you about, it's a mom and pop owner. Well, she's actually a damn doctor.
Oh, nice.
She just wants some passive damn income, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're going to arbitrage it?
Yeah, hopefully I can arbitrage it. I'm going to see if she'll sell. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can arbitrage it. I'm definitely I want to have at least, my goal was to own about 8 at the end of the year, but I want to own probably about 10. So we'll see if we can get there.
So you just tell her, man, I ain't making the profit that I thought it was in this place. This place is hard to rent out. You want to sell it?
I really want to see if she'll sell before I even hop in there. I have a question for you, man, and this kind of shifting a little bit. How has the Wayfair furniture been for you?
I guess good. I haven't been by my condos, not really, since I've got them, because I checked them out. I don't even think I looked at. No, I did see the Fort Worth one, but I haven't really tried out the furniture or nothing like that, and I've had no complaints.
Okay, it hasn't been breaking it, has it?
No, I haven't heard anything like that. No.
Okay. Just wondering.
And
go ahead.
I'll tell you something funny.
Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of breaking furniture, there was I got the ring alert. One night I got the ring alert one night here at the house, and now I'm at the point where I just ignore them. But I was like, let me see what's going on. And it was I heard the doorbell, right? Someone's ringing it, so I'm like, what the fuck's ringing the doorbell at this hour? And I looked at the camera. It was the next door neighbor of my Dallas condo, the Green Dream. It was the next door neighbor out there in like a halter top, like ringing the doorbell, knocking on the door. And of course, if you don't hit the little speaker thing, you can't hear what's going on. And then she rung it again and ran inside her door. What the hell's going on? So I rewinded it, and I pushed the sound, and I heard some loud Airbnb music going on, some romantic shit going on, and I heard screaming like bloody murder, man, like someone was getting murdered up in that mug, and I was like, damn, those are my guests, and so. And so I sit there, and then she comes back out and knocks again or whatever, and they don't answer, and then I just left it recording. I was like, dang, they're really going at it for a long time. They don't give a damn who hears, right?
And then, hold on, let me get this straight. So the neighbor was knocking on the door, I guess trying to tell him to be quiet.
Try to turn to be quiet, yeah. Anyways, this happened a couple of times. I guess they're busy. They're not even paying attention to what's going on. So, and so, anyways, I texted my management company, right? And I said, hey, what happens if my guests are listening to loud music and having a really loud romantic time? And I think their response was, it was right before 10 o'clock. So it was right before, quiet out. I said, well, they're enjoying themselves. So after 10 o'clock, we'll give them a call or something, or we'll give them a text message.
So now this is my question. Are the neighbors Airbnb guests too, or?
No, the neighbors, she lives there. I feel sorry for her because she lives at the end of the hallway, and then my door right beside her is an Airbnb, and the one across from me is an Airbnb. So I know she hates that shit. Ooh. She came out again and later in all she was wearing was just like a sports bra top, and then tight pants, and she's knocking on the door, and finally they answered. And I could kind of hear the conversation. Oh, the walls are thin. Can you keep it? Oh, and then you hear them apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's all right. Blah, blah, blah. It's Airbnbs. I know there's Airbnbs there. Blah, blah. She came dressed like that. I wonder if she was wanting to invite because she heard what was going on in there.
Get in to see what the action was going on.
Someone was handling their business in there. I was just wondering. Tag me in. Tag me in, Coach.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. See, now, one thing I'm gonna say about that. That's why I like having multiple units and I own them all, because if let's just say she wasn't cool about it, you could have had a real live complaint on your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's why I like to have but it's a good thing the neighbors is an Airbnb, and then if hers was, that'd be perfect. But yeah, that would suck for somebody to live there, man.
I know it does suck. She got the one at the end of the hallway, and then my downstairs unit, the same situation. I'm Airbnb, the one in front is Airbnb, and the girl at the end of the hallways, an actual resident there,
tenant.
A tenant, yeah.
See, but I wonder why they do that though. If I was a tenant, I'd just ask to be like on the other end. You know what I mean? Because I remember how the places are spaced out, because those are real small walls. But if you could go to the other end where it's like a little bit open space by the door, you know what I mean? Walking in, maybe it'd be a little bit better. But yeah,
I think most of those units now are Airbnbs. There's just a few holdouts.
I think so. Yeah, I wonder if they were hit hard by COVID.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I think they just extended the what is it?
Moratorium. The moratorium on evictions.
Yeah, when did they extend it to?
I know it's at least to like June now, I believe.
See, and then that's why I think it's a good time for people to start Airbnb. Also, okay, let's say someone doesn't have a tenant right now. How hard is it to find a tenant right now? You know what I mean? Think about it that way. People probably ain't looking for housing like that. Well, in certain areas.
And it's funny you should say that, because like the people that I'm thinking about renting the place for $14.50 a month, fully furnished, internet included, water, trash. The only thing I have to pay is electric, and they actually. Because I said I kind of sent them like a soft proposal. Hey, if I sign an 18-month lease, would I get this additionally, or sign a 2-year lease, could this additionally? I said I'm looking forward to working out a win-win situation with you guys. And so, anyways, the next day we had like a little not a FaceTime, but just a phone call with them too. And she brought this up, the owner, and it's her and her husband, I think. But she said, I thought about the win-win situation things. This is what we're thinking. We're thinking of we'll just do the lease for 6 months at a time, and then but we'll promise to have you pay the same amount, for 2-year period. That way you don't have to sign a 2-year lease, and if it doesn't work out for you, it won't leave you high and dry. If it doesn't work out for us either, because of our concerns of how COVID's going, blah blah blah, and then we could just in 6 months you could be out of there. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, to me, that saves me too, right? Because if 6 months, I'm not going to be tied to a 2-year lease.
Yeah.
So in 6 months, she's actually made it a better deal for me, because I can leave after 6 months if I'm not making the profit I need to that I want it to be making. Plus, I didn't buy the furniture. I just leave the furniture behind. Peace out. So it's actually a pretty good offer.
What are your costs to get in the door? You just paying the deposit?
The deposit's $300.
Okay.
And then, of course, when you move in day one, you have to pay the first month's rent. They're also wanting me to pay the last month's rent on top of that as I move in. So the all in total would be like $3,200.
Yeah, $3,200. That ain't bad.
So I was just gonna see. Yeah, it's not too bad. And then plus when June rolls around, it's already paid for. You know what I'm saying? Because I already paid it up front.
Also, next question for you is, okay, what is the furniture like? Is it good furniture? Is it well decorated?
It's nice furniture. It's nice furniture. Yeah, it's not crappy furniture. The bed's nice and firm. Platform bed. It's nice. And the only thing is that the dining room table's glass, and a glass table. It's thick glass, but it should be. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's that thick glass, man, that's stuff that, like me and my guy Josh, we actually moved a glass table into one of his units, and it's that real thick, heavy glass. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Great.
And in the corner they have like this it's like a little skinny china cabinet looking glass china cabinet thing. The only thing I worry about is kids messing with some shit like that. So I'm gonna ask them.
How's it set up? Is it set up for kids, like bedding and all that?
Well, not really set up for kids. No, it's not really set up for kids. I mean, my target would be, of course, travel nurses. It's close to the hospitals over there, Medical City.
How many beds and baths?
It's 1 bed, 1 bath, with full washer and dryer.
Was it a condo or an apartment?
It's kind of it might be like a condo. Because I think they're all individual owners there. Yeah.
Is it legal?
No, they said this. Yeah, they said it's legal.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'm gonna put that in the contract, of course.
No, don't even put it in the. Well, yeah, put that in the contract, but also go ask her to. Hey, can you show me the legality in the bylaws?
But yeah, that's true. There's no on-site. There's no on-site management company there either.
So
I know.
Karen
Yeah.
might be the on-site manager. That's what you got to worry about.
But no, he walked me around. He walked the guy, one of the owners. He walked me around the building. He said, "Yeah, that's Airbnb. That's Airbnb. That's."
Okay.
There was a bunch of them. They all had the ring doorbell cameras, and they all had the smart locks on the doors. So you could tell it was mostly Airbnbs.
No, those one bedrooms oversaturated.
I'm
gonna tell you something that's going on in Houston. Go ahead.
I haven't just found most of the travel nurse that I've seen, the travel nurse posters are all looking for one bedrooms. I mean, there's the occasional ones looking for two bedrooms.
No. I mean, like, is the market of one bedrooms oversaturated?
That's a good question, man. I mean, that's a good question. I still think most people would rent one bedrooms coming to town.
No, I know they'd rent them, but the saturation, is it like a whole flux of, you know what I mean? Because we're running into, this is what we're running into in Houston. There's so many one bedrooms in the area that we're in. I wasn't getting booked for my one bedroom. Well, two of them, they're booked long term. And then I just booked my two bedroom till damn near the end of April. So
nice.
Those three are booked. But the two that aren't moving, they're regular. I'm like trying to get a corporate traveler in there, but the two that aren't moving, I'm pricing at like $60-something a night on some nights, and they're still not getting booked, right? So me and my guy Norm, we start going through and doing like seeing what's going on. These people is so many one bedrooms down there. These people are like the ones next to us. They're charging like $40 a damn night. So they're undercutting the shit out of us. Which is cool right now because we're booked long term. We have other places to take over, but I'm like, damn, dude, $40 a night. I mean, it's cheap because right now it's cheap because of the season. January is usually slow, and also the rents are cheap. I'm assuming too because if they're charging $40 a night, even if you get 10 nights, that's $400. So multiply that by 40 times 30. Shit, that ain't that much money.
No, plus all the fees and taxes and everything. Nah, it ain't much.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn, these people charging $40 a night. So that's one thing I would say to look for. Like, see what people are charging in areas, and then hop in. You know what I mean? So we have two that are moving kind of slow, but they're undercutting us by like $20 a night.
So how could you remedy that? I know they always say add value where people are trying to race to the bottom in pricing. How do you add value?
I'm happy you got into that. So we're adding value by we just partnered with a luxury car Turo guy. We partnered with a luxury Turo guy, and he's going to allow us to list his Turo cars on our site and give people who book with us access to those at a little bit of a discount. But what I'm really doing, honestly, is I'm trying to rent these places out long term to corporate travelers. And I'm having a pretty good by the way, I also partnered with a company called a company that's out of Rosenberg, Texas. I partnered with them, got a lease with them, and they're going to actually send one of their people to the 2-bedroom. And then she goes, we have a lot of people coming to town. So that's the next two that are up. I got connection to the housing manager. So it's just about making connections, man. Make connections. Because like right now, I'm like, damn. I'm like, I wonder if Dallas is like that, you know. But what I do know though, there is a heavy market for 2-bedroom, 2-bath in Houston anyway. So I would definitely 2-bedroom to like we sat down and had a business meeting. We're like, look, we're only doing 2-bedroom, 2-bath from there on out.
Maybe you can sell your arbitrages down there. And
no, I don't really want to sell them. I just want to get more. But
I mean, sell the 1-bedrooms and buy 2-bedroom or get into 2-bedrooms.
That is something to look at. See if you could see how much you can make off of them. But same time, I don't have any rent roll, like profitable rent roll to sell them off.
Yeah, but young punks don't know anything about that. The youngsters trying to get in. That's true. Cool. Yeah, starter. Yeah, Airbnb ready to go. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can sell them each for 10 G's. That's a good idea.
Why not, man?
Sell them each for 10 G's. Take the 10. Get a couple of 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
It's the 80-20 rule, right?
Yeah.
So 20% of your things are going to make 80% of your money, and so try to pare down the dogs. Try to get rid of the dogs.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's something to think about. Something to think about because it's so many. You got to have multiple exit strategies. But my main strategy right now, I'm like, I can get them booked long term. I ain't tripping.
Man, there was this beautiful 2-bedroom condo I was gonna go look at over there in like Cedar Springs area in Dallas. You know, it was a nice area, and actually, what the freak happened? You know, I had all my saved ones on Zillow.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the one that was a 2-bedroom, but it was actually the people that that were telling. They were like, "Hey, where you at? I thought you were here." Yeah, I'm here at the place at the 2-bedroom. He goes, "No, ours is the 1-bedroom condo over here." So, oh crap! Well, let me see. Let me call this person that has the 2-bedroom. I called her and I said, "Hey, I'd like to see the place. Blah blah. Blah. I'm already here." And she's like, "Oh well, yeah. So what?" She asked me, "So what are your intentions with renting a place?" I was like, I do corporate rentals and traveling professionals. And I give them a whole pitch. Yeah, we can't do subleases or Airbnbs here. It used to be an Airbnb, and then the HOAs shut us down. And so, so I was like, man, that was a beautiful one though too. I mean, you can get it for a really good price, but there's no point. You can't do nothing with it,
Yeah, man. Yeah, those.
But they had an big old on-site office right there too. So
See, I'm happy. Matter of fact, if I run into any in Dallas, I'm gonna let you know. Like that don't have on-site maintenance that's in a decent neighborhood, I'll let you know for sure. I ain't think about that. Go for it. The only reason I had never thought about it because I just knew they were in some bad neighborhoods. But yeah, I'll definitely send them to you.
Yes, sir. Let me see. Daily tasks. Oh, I think I mentioned this on the last show. Daily tasks will propel you forward.
Oh hell yeah!
And so I started a thing where I would I started it last week. I think last Monday or so. Where I said, okay, I need to do something where I'm just like I'm scatterbrained, just doing different things every single day. Let me try to focus. And so what I did was I started writing down, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to 10 apartment complexes every single day, right? Send them emails or whatever. And then also I'm going to follow up with the 10 that I did from the previous day. And I'm going to physically make five phone calls a day and talk to somebody about arbitrages and the corporate release thing and stuff like that. And so I was doing that every single day. And of course, most of them were coming back, we can't do that here. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. But I started getting a lot of responses of people saying, yeah, that sounds good. Let's set up a day. And I was like, damn. So I went on like 3 freaking tours that first week. I was like, man, I can't just be coming to Dallas every day. So it worked out. It worked too good. So I guess a lot of people say, Mark, just do your goals, follow them and you're going to get all this. Yeah. But then what happens when everything starts pouring in too much, then you got to recalibrate and say, okay, I'm only going to go to Dallas one day a week, and I'm going to knock out 3 or 4 tours that same day. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of, because otherwise you're just going to get too much work and just going to compound on you, and you can't really, you're drowned in so much business coming your way,
Yeah, you got to. That's when you start hiring shit out. You go you teach somebody youngster, hey, go look at these apartments for me, see if they work. That's what I have in Arkansas. I have boots on the ground. Boots on the ground is very important. So then they want to do pictures, take pictures of it, do videos of it, tell you what it's like. And then you train them up, send it back to you. You ain't doing no tours. You just signing leases. That's what you got to get into. So you got to start. You got to start getting stuff with your time and not. What I'm saying, get stuff with your money and not with your time.
That's a great fucking thing, man. Because we cuss on this show, whatever.
Oh yeah.
You should say that because I've been telling because we've had like a lot of new hires coming through, for American or where I work at American. A lot of youngsters, and I'm like, oh shit, So I started talking to them, and they kind of know me. I'm the Airbnb guy and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, you should start getting in on that. Oh yeah, I always thought I wanted to try that, blah, blah, but I don't have any money, man. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I was like, oh, it's funny you should say that,
There you go.
And I started telling them about the arbitrage thing.
Man,
they're like, what? Yeah, but they're like, right away, you can do that. And
you can get some cheap You can get some cheap help on Facebook Marketplace, man. There's a bunch of young people out on jobs, man. Shit, go look at this place, send me pictures, I'll pay you this much. Shit, I'm all over that. For real.
And go ahead and furnish it for me too while you're there.
You got a bunch of low ways, you know what I'm saying? I know because once you that work stuff, because I told you I do 3 tasks a day. Like I have tasks all the way up until the 12th of next month that I'm ready for. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's about just doing those 3 tasks a day. And what does it compound, man? You start noticing results. Once you get those results, man, cha-ching, starts running in, I'm telling you. So
The hardest part, the most pricey part of the arbitrage game is furnishing the damn thing, right?
yeah.
That's, I mean, because everything else is just a lease, and hopefully you can get people in there day one, and you can start, they start paying for your lease for you. But just chipping away, because most of the time, if you're gonna spend $5,000 furnishing a spot, you're not gonna realize. I mean, maybe in 5 months you'll break even, right? 4 or 5 months you'll break even, or 6 months, depending on how much you're making. So that's the hardest part to figure out. That's why I've been trying to hit up these furnished places.
And this is the thing about, I'm happy you brought that up. This is the thing about when you're choosing to arbitrage, you have to look at it from a goal perspective and time perspective. You have to look at it as, do I have the time to set this up? If not, then now you have to set it up with your money. You know what I mean? Or if you have the time, you can run around these little cheap thrift shops and go get some stuff, furnish it for, how we used to talk. Hell, we used to furnish these places for $3,000 to $5,000 ready to go. But guess what? I don't think that's really efficient anymore, especially in the 1-bedroom, 1-bath market, because it's too much competition out there. You got to look different, like how you have the Green Dream Dallas. I have the mine are themed in Houston. My 1-bedrooms are themed as well. You got to kind of go outside the box. So it might cost you a little more than that, $3,000 to $5,000. And then on top of that, I have a branding and marketing stuff that I put in there. I have custom mats, my name on certain things to kind of to get the branding up, and it's been working pretty well. So that $3,000 to $5,000, I don't think it works anymore in the 1-bedroom, 1-bath space. So. And it's about looking at it like, if you have the time to go around to these little Kmart's, Targets, and pick up stuff, you can do it, but how fast can you scale that? You know what I mean?
Right. Now, some of the youngsters at work, they say, oh, like this one girl in particular, she was like, oh, I love design and this and that. I was like, I showing her my places. She's like, I was like, yeah, it costs about $5,000. What, that costs? Yeah, she's like, I said, well, how much could you do one for? I could probably 1,500 to 2,000. I was like, well, shit, you can do my next one. I'm trying to.
But how fast can you do it?
That's that's always a thing. But yeah, you're right.
Because that's what I have to like. Because when you're starting off, that process works to the T. That process works like getting one. But when you're trying to scale, it starts coming like, damn, I'm gonna have to take a little money out of my pocket. You know what I mean?
Now check this out, and I, Sarah and her team, they're freaking do a phenomenal job, right? But and this is the thing, they charge a decent penny. It depends on who you're talking to, because then some designers will say, man, she should be charging a lot more. But anyways, it's a nice chunk of change, and I'm like, man, I hate wasting all that talent on something that I'm just gonna have for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I bought a condo, I'd say, here's the keys, make it badass. Because I own the thing. It's going to be mine, and she's going to set something up that's going to last a long time. Unless I get an arbitrage to keep re-up. Yeah. I'm just saying, but I don't, it feels, and you brought up something that set the internet on fire the other day. You said, arbitrage versus buying. And you said, I could arbitrage a place for this amount, or I can buy a place for this amount. And everybody went crazy on you. What was that? Go explain that.
Yeah, I was just saying the startup cost of an arbitrage versus startup cost of buying. I told them my last arbitrage, if I really just look at the numbers, it cost almost $10,000 to set it up, 1-bedroom, 1-bath. The house that I bought, which is 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, cost me $4,000 total out of pocket because of how I bought the house. Now, what people end up kind of thinking is, I'm not telling you one's better than the other. I'm just telling you the pros and cons. If I know how to buy correctly, I can come out of. Some people do buy houses and set them up on Airbnb and spend nothing out of pocket just because of how they set them up. The one that I just did, we spent $4,000 out of pocket because of our numbers. But still, which is better value? A 3-bed, 1-bath for $4,000, or 1-bed, 1-bath for almost $8,000?
And you don't own it. You don't own it.
You don't own it.
Yeah.
Now I have immediate equity. And as a matter of fact, it's on a 15-year lease. In 5 years, that thing got the bank rolling.
So how did you buy a house for $4,000?
BRRRR method, baby. Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. Love it. So I bought the house at like 50% of the ARV, put $20,000 worth of, I bought it for $48,000, put $24,000 worth of work into it, $24,000 furniture, everything, refinanced it, got all my money back. And well, not all of it. It came out like $4,000 short, so $4,000 out of pocket. And other than that, got it up and rolling.
Nice.
And it makes money for me. It cash flows damn near $2,000 a month.
Ha!
So almost free. So I mean, it's just how it's about knowing both sides, man. Knowing both strategies is the play.
Yeah. So that's why I'm wondering if you could do that so successfully over there, why are you even messing with arbitrages here?
Well, you have to look at it like this. When you're doing the BRRRR strategy, you're buying with your time and not with your money. So it takes me, let's say it takes me 2 months just to get it up. Then I have to wait another 4 months just to refinance it, recoup everything that I just spent.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So here I'm just buying more with, I get arbitrages up and more with my money,
Yeah.
But that's funny you ask. I'm actually trying to. I'm about to get real cash heavy because I'm about to start. I might start just picking up arbitrages in Arkansas, but I am going to do a few here. But I am noticing if I do more here, the 2 bedrooms are going to cost me a little bit more. So the next 2 bedroom I do kind of see if I do it here. Let's see if I can get Sarah on it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So you're all in on the 2 bedrooms now.
Yeah. If I arbitrage anything, it's gonna be 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms and up.
Now, when you mentioned value play, what I automatically thought of, because I'm really trying to attract these travel nurses, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big play, especially my Fort Worth one where I can't Airbnb. And so I'm thinking, how would I make this? And I even thought about naming it like, Travel Nurse Haven or something like that. That automatically, wow, this place is built for me. Got blackout curtains in the rooms, really, really comfortable bed, splurge a little on the bed. And then I was thinking, what else could I do? And even one of the travel nurses that was there, you got a little coffee maker, that's fine. But I'm a big coffee person. Maybe if you get a Keurig or something like that next, for my next stay, because she plans to coming back. She really liked the place. And so making these like amenities that are really make it easy for travel nurses. They come in, they plop a freaking Keurig thing and hit the start button. They got their coffee. You know what I'm saying? They got a nice comfortable bed, blacked out room. They could rest really good.
This is my thing with targeting travel nurses in particular. They get a little finicky when you target them because they sometimes come in a little on the cheap side. Now, my question is, how much was that traveling nurse paying you for that 1 bedroom?
The one that just left?
Yeah.
She actually she stayed 3 weeks for like $1,500.
Okay.
So it's almost, I guess you average out to over 2,000 for the month if she was going to do. That was my last Airbnb guest.
Okay.
So that came across the Airbnb wire. So I would have got more. The next one's paying 2,000 a month. Okay.
So 2,000 a month. Now I'm going to have you kind of look at this. Now, I'm going to get to your point, but I'm going to bring you to something to think about. If you said you're looking at a place to arbitrage for $1,400 a month, right? So
right.
Just your lease alone, that leaves you. Let's just say they're paying $2,000. That leaves you with a $600 spread. Now add in your utilities. What's your spread?
Yeah, I only have to pay electric at that place.
Oh, you're good then.
So yeah, that might.
Plus electric, you good? Okay. So what I was gonna say was, when you want to bring value to a travel nurse, a lot of that comes with branding. I noticed travel nurses pay more if you're branded. So the ones that I've been getting and been paying like a little bit more, I'm like shocked. It's when I tell them, hey, we're Airbnb, come to our property. Here's our website. You can book through us. Because I set my website up now where you can book monthly stays or you can book nightly stays through Airbnb or through me, or you can do a monthly stay through our Cozy. So they can do it all on one site, on our Airbnb site. But when they see that and they see the product that they're getting, they don't have any problem paying a higher amount. But the things that I put in there, what we do, we just, man, my staff is off the chain. Like my staff that's down there, they keep the place super clean. They're always going to be clean. They can get over there if something's needed. We got Keurig. We give them water when they check in. They're going to have a refrigerator full of water, Keurig cups. I think we do a Keurig and we do a coffee maker. We have coffee for them sitting out in the basket when they check in. It's just having little small touches, man. You can find all types of things. Like the blackout curtains, that was a good one. Just finding out what they need. Quiet, tell them, hey, this is a quiet place, let them know it's, and like you said, to name it the Traveler's Nurse Haven or whatever. But I would definitely say, like, my whole goal in 2021 is branding. You got to brand yourself. You can't be an Airbnb listing. If you're an Airbnb listing, that's all you're going to be, is an Airbnb listing. You're just going to be one of their numbers. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to brand yourself. I tell people, have a direct booking website. So if I go to you and you tell me who you are branded. I know who you are. You know what I mean? Whatever your company is, name is, make sure you have a website to that.
I like that.
Yeah.
It kind of brings me to something that I thought about. Well, it happened today, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to do with Airbnb, but SEO, search engine optimization, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it does have, it translates to that too, but I'm getting to that. There's a show, I even told you about this guy, it's called Sweaty Startup. He tells people how to start up your own business. Well, it don't matter what it is, this is how you can be successful. He goes, because a lot of these businesses that are out there, youngsters don't really want any part of, it's older generation running these places. And for example, a rock hit my windshield the other day, made a little freaking, nicked it, So it's like made a little quarter-sized nick, and it's starting to spread because it's getting cold. So I got home today and I was like, okay, I need to handle this. So I started looking up on Google, and the first three, well, it's so funny. The first one was just it was like when you make a phone call and it sounds like remember back in the day when it sounds like it's busy, like,
Mm-hmm.
like that makes that busy dial, which fuck, who has those phones anymore? And it's just, and the picture was just a picture of his house. That was his business, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next one was another picture of the house, and a guy answered, dogs barking in the background. He goes, yeah, we're just 100% mobile place, so we can come out there for $80 and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to call a couple more places. And, at least he answered. Called a couple more places, no answer. And finally got a hold of a place by me that had a business. And they said, yeah, you can just come by and just come through the gate and, we'll hook you up. And for $50, whatever. And so I'm like, the first four businesses like on Google they weren't even answering their phone. One of them was a busy signal. The dude that answered he's the owner, he drives around in a truck, no professionalism. He just answers the phone like he's answering like in his kitchen. And it's like, and so he's with that guy is from the Sweaty Startup. He goes, if you know anything about SEO, you could dominate your market. Like at pretty much any business in your area, you could be number one in like a week. You can be number one business that all the phone calls are going to come to you, and you can dominate any business, because these old school businesses don't know how to do that.
No, they don't. Yeah, that's why I'm big. Like Arkansas, I dominate the SEO. And I'm about to dominate it to a point where these people that asking for arbitrages, they're about to get no's and I'm getting the yeses. Because they ain't as professional as I look, and I know it. So like when I sent that lady that letter, when I sent her everything, she's like, "Oh, damn, this is a real company." So she, so she knows. So yeah, man, that's branding is huge. Branding also helps you pick up units. Remember that.
Right.
It helps you pick up units. So, dude,
it's pretty interesting, man. Yeah. So yeah, get a house for $4 grand, man, $4K.
So you all in. You're not buying any houses.
I'm waiting. Like I said, me and Federico partnering up, doing our thing and getting some arbitrages and stuff like that and getting some cash flow. I said after we get a certain amount of money where we could get a down payment on a house, that's when we can get a house, Why
don't y'all do like a BRRRR? No money out your pocket. Buy with your time while you're doing the arbitrages. See, that's what I like. That's my big thing. Like, I ain't got to spend no money on it. Then
go ahead.
That's
the thing. Well, actually, yeah. So you're saying like maybe refi one of my houses and then get another house with that money, or is that what you're saying?
Do a hard money loan.
Is that what you did? A hard money?
Well, I had a refi, so I used refi. You could refi too, but I don't unless you have enough equity to pull out, get a whole house here, then run like run the rehab on it. Mm-hmm. So right now, actually, that's one thing I'm working on. I'm trying to get. My goal is to have $500,000 in funding throughout this year, so I can be mad burn, just going on it.
So you're all in the times of COVID.
Oh yeah, man. You just got to buy right. Buy right.
Mm-hmm.
Buy right. But yeah, that's what that's what I'm gonna start really teaching people is how to do both, how to arbitrage and buy at the same time. So you're constantly, moving. Because once you'll notice when you're burning, the rehab process, that's the time you're sitting there kind of twiddling your fingers, and then you go pick up some arbitrage in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy, like especially right now, because like cities like Arlington or whatever that shut down Airbnb, and now they're gonna be stuck with a big problem because all these homeowners that in places like that have no choice but to long-term rent it, and there's this moratorium that they keep extending and extending. People ain't paying rent. People are gonna start losing these houses. They're sitting on a time bomb here, man, because they're not allowing someone to do something like Airbnb where they could at least get through these times, Airbnb in their house,
Yeah.
It's just it's a sad situation.
And I'm happy you brought that up. So I didn't realize the house across the street, this guy's been living there since we moved in, right? But I didn't know he was renting. So he ended up moving out not too long ago. He moved out probably a few months ago, actually. He moved out. And we didn't know he was renting. It took them like 4 or 5 months just to find longer than that. He probably moved out about 4 or 5 months. It took them a long time to find a renter. And the people who are renting from California. And that kind of goes back to the point of, are locals really looking for places to rent right now? If it took that long, that's 4 or 5 months. Because if it was legal, I would have went over there and seen if I could arbitrage. You know what I mean? Something, because I know you're losing money if the place ain't. It's just sitting vacant for 4 or 5 months.
Oh yeah, big
money,
time.
So.
So hopefully these cities wake up and start at least letting us incorporate, short-term rentals a little bit.
Arlington ain't. I already know that. They just, man, dude. Like, and I like that proposal you just said. Even if you see if times are tough for people and people ain't paying rent, but the damn politicians, they probably hoping everybody fails anyway so they can go buy up the houses. Hit that foreclosure list.
Oh man, I wouldn't put it past them. What did Alvin say last week? He goes, "You waiting for Biden to save your ass? He ain't gonna save you. You got to get out there and hustle."
Hell yeah, I got to get out there and hustle, man. That's what I'm doing, man. I'm out there getting hustle on.
Tell people how to spend their stimmy where they can start making some money with it.
How much is they stimmies?
Well, they got that $600 one, but then there's supposed to be a $1,400 one coming also, which would be $1,400 for each head of the household, and then I don't know, $600 for each kid. However they do it, it's gonna be it. Yeah, it's gonna be it.
Throw it in the stock market or shit. Go get some arbitrages like Steve's doing. Go get you a fully furnished place. Shit, $1,800 might give you what? Might give you might give you one, furnished one. But you know what I'm saying. But all you need is one.
Invest in something. Start something with it.
Straight up, invest in something.
People are over there looking for new cars to buy and shit like that. Oh man, I see this.
Get them as long as you're gonna put them on hire car or Turo. Yeah, that's how I look at it, man.
See, that's another play. Oh, you've been teasing about wanting to get into Turo.
I want to look more into hire car. I'm looking more into that. So hire car, if people don't know, it's just where you rent a car, you own a car and you lease it to people that want an Uber. So, so that's one play I'm looking into. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna test the market out around here and see what's up. But what I am telling people though this year, get your business credit on point. This year, I have really, just these last few months, I have really seen the power in business credit, and it is crazy, crazy power in business credit. So definitely do that.
Nice. It's a good show, man.
Yeah. Good show, man. We talked a lot of subjects. Hopefully something that's really touched somebody to go out there and get their hustle on. Because we definitely dropped a lot of gems on this one.
All right. Where can folks find us?
You can find us on Instagram at Live Let Thrive. Find us on Instagram. I'm always on Club. Well, I ain't been on Clubhouse in a few days. I've been hustling, but yeah, Clubhouse. Join our Live Let Thrive Club. Email us, liveletthrive@gmail.com if you have any questions. Lenders, hit us up. I'm definitely looking for some lenders. If there are any lenders that have 4-month a seasoning period less than 6 months, I'm looking for them. So hit me up. So yeah, you can find us on there. And remember to follow us, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment on our YouTube.
Cool. And find me at Short Term Rental Profit Academy. I'm out there, hustling with Jasper and them.
Mhm.
So yeah, sign up under me, get a whole, I don't think you get like $200 or $300 off, something like that. It's on the link. We'll leave a link for it.
Link is down there actually. Yeah, link is in the bio.
Link is in the bio. Plus, on the, we do like I guess kind of a mastermind every Tuesday. We the CEO of Your Porter was on there. So we were asking.
I need him. I got to talk.
We'll get him on our show. Yeah, get him on the show. Federico told me what questions to ask, so I asked him a couple questions. I asked him one that relates to you, and Federico too, because about being able to being able to do pre-approvals and instant book at the same time on Your Porter, and that's coming down the pipiline. So you'll be
turning off instant book on the direct website. Yeah, that, and another one is the pictures, man. He needs a picture uploader. Those things are terrible. Those are the two things I'm worried about. But other than that, Your Porter is the truth, though. Like, after I seen the power in it, Your Porter is the truth. You can put 3D virtual tours on there. Yeah, get with Your Porter. I'm telling you, it's very powerful. People just don't use a lot of the power that's in it.
He's in the group. I'll holler at him, get him on our show.
Yeah. Just be like, hop on the LLT show.
It's all good, man. It's abundance mentality.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, see y'all on the flip.
We are out. Peace.
Later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.